Every single day, you're making these huge, high-stakes decisions. Should you launch this new product? Do you expand into that market? For years, leaders just went with their gut feeling. But what if there's a much better way? Today, we're talking about how to move from guesswork to greatness, and it all comes down to one powerful tool: research. Let's dive in.
I mean, just look at this slide. It really says it all, doesn't it? On the left, you have a gut feeling, a hunch. On the right, you have a cold, hard, data-driven fact. One of these is a total gamble, and the other is a calculated, strategic move. This right here is the difference between hoping you're right and knowing you're on the right path.
Okay, so that's the big question, right? How do you actually make that leap from I think to I know? Well, that's what this is all about, and we're about to give you the blueprint. To get there, we first need to build a solid foundation. And look, this isn't about getting bogged down in complicated jargon. It's about 3 core ideas that make research something you can actually trust. These are the pillars that make sure your data is strong enough to build a business on. Because if you get one of these wrong, believe me, the whole structure can come crashing down.
First things first, let's be super clear on what we mean by research. It's not just a quick Google search. It's a structured pursuit of knowledge. That word, structured, is everything. It means there's a deliberate system, a method, for finding real answers, not just the answers that happen to confirm what we wanted to believe anyway.
So the first pillar is validity. It's actually a pretty simple question. Are you measuring the right thing? I mean, you wouldn't use a ruler to measure your weight, right? A ruler is a perfectly valid tool for measuring length, but it's totally invalid for weight. And in business, this happens all the time. If you measure website clicks when what you really need to understand is customer satisfaction, you're making a huge and very costly mistake. Next up, reliability. And this is all about consistency. Think about it. If you step on a scale and it says you're 70 kilos, and then a minute later it says you're 90, you're going to toss that scale, right? It's not reliable. Trustworthy research needs tools and methods that give you consistent results time after time. Without it, your data is just noise, and that amazing insight you found on Monday might completely disappear by Tuesday.
And finally, we have objectivity. Now this one can be the toughest. It means you have to take your own hopes, your own personal biases, your own favoritism, and just set them aside. You have to let the data speak for itself, even when, and especially when, it's not telling you what you wanted to hear. Great research shows you what is, not what you wish was true. So let's just lock this in, because it's so important to get the difference. Validity is about accuracy. It's about hitting the bullseye. Reliability is about consistency. It's about hitting the same spot over and over and over again, even if that spot isn't the bullseye. To win, you absolutely need both.
Okay, so we get what makes research trustworthy. But how do you actually do it? Well, it's not some kind of dark art or magic. It's a process. A clear, step-by-step roadmap that takes you from a confusing problem all the way to a clear solution. Let's walk through it. And here it is, the roadmap. See how it all starts by getting super specific in defining the problem? From there, you see what's already known, you shape your questions, you design your whole approach, and only then do you go out to collect and analyze the data, figure out what it means, and share the results. This is the system. This is how you turn a vague worry into a powerful, actionable insight. Look, all this theory is great, but what does it actually look like in the real world? Let's bring it home and look at some fantastic examples from right here in Nigeria, where this exact process made all the difference between incredible success and total failure. Okay, so imagine you're Dangote Group. You're thinking about a massive investment in cement production. We're talking a huge gamble with millions and millions on the line. How do you possibly move forward with confidence and not just blind hope? They used research. A deep, detailed market demand analysis didn't just give a vague thumbs up. No, it showed them exactly where to build and precisely how much to produce to meet real, verified demand. That's how you de-risk a huge decision. Or let's look at Paystack. Their big question was so smart. It wasn't just, hey, can we build this cool tech? It was, what do small Nigerian businesses actually need from a payment platform? Answering that question, well, that's the difference between a product that launches and a product that lands. And the research was crystal clear. It said, forget all the complex, fancy features. The data showed that small businesses were desperate for just 3 things: simplicity, reliability, and accessibility. So that's exactly what Paystack focused on and delivered. That focus became their competitive advantage. I've got one more example, and this one is so powerful. There's a hospital, right? And it's just getting flooded with patient complaints.
Now, the easy assumption, the knee-jerk reaction, is to blame the doctors. So what do? Spend a fortune on retraining all the medical staff?
But before they did anything, they did the research, and it found something completely surprising. The medical care was actually excellent. The real problem, the root cause of all the frustration, it was the painfully long wait times. That research saved them from investing a fortune into fixing the wrong problem.
So you can see how powerful research is. But, and this is a big but, it only works if it's done right. So before you get started, let's quickly cover the common mistakes that can completely sabotage your efforts and send you right back to guesswork.
You have to watch out for these traps. There's confirmation bias, which is just seeing what you want to see in the data. There's drawing huge conclusions from tiny little sample sizes. And then there are leading questions, which can totally poison your results before you even begin. Just knowing these pitfalls exist is half the battle.
If you only take one single thing away from our chat today, please let it be this. This quote is the heart of it all. Research is the process that transforms a guess, a hunch, a maybe, into concrete, usable knowledge that you can act on with real confidence.
So I'll leave you with this question to think about. Right now, in your business, what's that one "I think" statement that's driving your decisions? What's that one huge assumption that a little bit of solid research could turn into an "I know"? Finding that answer? Well, that's your first real step from guesswork to greatness. Thanks for joining us.